been many lies, deception, and misrepresentations in regards to Islam in Africa. Some will lead you and others to believe that Africa was conquered by the sword, but it was actually conquered by the wooden board. There's been no time in African history where people who were supposedly called Muslims went through Africa conquering and forcing people to convert to Islam. Here's a quote by one of our late scholars. Much has been made of Arab invasions of Africa. In Black Africa, they are figments of the imagination. Sheikh Anta Diop. And he also stated, while the Arabs did conquer North Africa by force of arms, they quite peaceably entered into dark brown Africa. The desert always served as a protective shield. From the time of the initial Umayyad setbacks in the 8th century, no Arab army ever crossed the Sahara in an attempt to conquer Africa, except for the Moroccan War of the 16th century. During the period of our study from the 3rd to the 17th centuries, Islam arose in the 7th century. Not one conquest was ever launched by way of the Nile. That of the Sudan, accomplished with the help of England, came only in the 19th century. Nor was there ever any Arab conquest of Mozambique of any other East African territory. The Arabs in these areas, who became great religious leaders, arrived as everywhere else individually and settled in peacefully. They owe their influence and latter acceptance to spiritual and religious virtues. The Arab conquests dear to sociologists are necessary to their theories, but did not exist in reality. To this day, no reliable historical document substantiates such theories. There was no possible way for those Arabs to march all the way to West Africa, wage jihad in an attempt to convert Black Africans, because there were mighty Christian armies being able to defend their countries. Sheikh Anta Diop also stated, these empires defended when necessary by hundreds of thousands of warriors, and having their centralized political and administrative organization were much too powerful for a single traveler thousands of miles from home to try any sort of violence against them. And many of our ancestors are from West Africa, so they didn't become Muslims by force, and Islam didn't find its way to West Africa by force. The empire of Ghana was defended by 200,000 warriors, 40,000 of them archers. Its power and reputation, renowned as far as Baghdad in the east, were no mere legend. It was actually a phenomenon attested to by the fact that for 1,250 years, a succession of Black emperors occupied the throne of a country as vast as all of West Asia, with no enemy from without nor any internal tensions able to dismember it. So actually, there was a clerical class of Muslims who actually traveled to Africa and taught those West Africans the tenets and principles of Islam on wooden tablets. And they would teach their children to learn and memorize the Quran. So many of the claims that circulates in the conscious community is completely false. Most of the time, it's a weak excuse to try and prevent people from accepting Islam in order to propagate pro-African agendas, which is okay, but they fail to inform people that the Proto-Semites were Black Africans who created the Proto-Semitic languages and Semitic religions, Islam being one of them.